The celebrations begin, and well-earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion.
So here we are, guys, in the final race of the season. And before that, in the last race in the Qatar GP, Ayrton Senna won the championship. Even though George Russell won the race, Ayrton Senna still had the points enough to get himself the championship. Obviously, even though we got P2 against McLaren, but obviously Oscar Piastri himself got P3, and because of that, our chances of getting P4 in the constructors are ruined. So here we are in the final race, trying to fight Oscar Piastri for a position in the driver standings. Obviously, we have some problems here, guys, because we got just last race is when we got a change in the regulation, and because of that we have 36 upgrades which we have to adapt in the aerodynamics, and we have 32 in the powertrain. Obviously we have to do all that, but even then we just bought a chassis upgrade because, guys, we have enough money to do that. And the talk has been paused with Carlos Sainz. It's because he has signed somewhere, and I think I know where he must have signed. So, guys, we have no choice to go with our driver, which, well, we haven't done anything, will be Jack Doohan. Obviously, look at that, guys. I am looking at all the drivers and we can't do anything about that because we now do not have the money to do anything about these drivers. So we are going to go back and go for Jack Doohan, even though it won't be that good, but this will give us money to get our car much better. And for the next season, in season 4 we might be able to get someone. So we are now desperately trying to get ourselves into phase 3 so that we can get some big upgrades for the next season. That will be helpful. And here now we know, guys, where Carlos Sainz has signed, and he has signed for the Williams, and that is not really any problem for us because we are getting better and better. So we had an event in which we had to invest some money. We have obviously gone with the large investment because that is going to help us in the fan rating. So let's see, before going in the development, we have one last time we can upgrade something, and I have again gone with the best we can do. And obviously let's take a little bit in the powertrain. Let's do the 801 ignition system, which will be the major upgrade. And now I have opened my head to see that we need to upgrade the major one first of all, and we have done that already. So that is done. So, guys, I think, well, we can't do anything now. Let's just go back, and now we will be going for the Abu Dhabi GP. So balanced tire allocation for us. Obviously we can't do anything much here before the race, so let's just go in the race, and we will be driving as Jack Crawford for the final race of his season.
Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
So here we are in the qualifying, and as I was saying, guys, our MGUH has been worn out a little bit, 61% on that. That doesn't really matter. But as I was saying, guys, that Jack Crawford's last race will be Abu Dhabi for us, well, with our team, because, guys, we are not going to be signing Jack Crawford now because he, though is a good driver, we need two drivers that can get ourselves some points. So we need to do something about that. Because of that, we are driving as Jack Crawford in this race so that he can get some points. And here for the first lap we get ourselves pace 6, and though it was a little bit touch and go, we were able to get ourselves into Q2, and obviously Yuki Tsunoda only P8. Well, sorry, not even P8, he's P18. So the car is bad for us, guys, because we are still the 9th best car, and obviously we can't do any upgrades now because we have to adapt as many parts as we can in the aerodynamics and in the powertrain. So let's just see what we can do in a 9th best car on a track which is really bad for us, and it is because the last sector is horrendous for us. And with the purple second sector in the first lap in Q2, let me show you guys why this is the worst part of the track for me. Just hear it. And if you saw and heard that, you know that it's very difficult for me because these are obviously not a good corners for anyone, but to do that on this corners or on this car with keyboards, it's very difficult. But McLaren's, guys, both the McLarens are out of Q2. That is big. Obviously it would have been helpful if this happened in the last race, but obviously, guys, now it doesn't really matter because we have already lost the championship to McLaren. So let's see what we can do. Obviously we can still push for one lap on the soft tires where the grip is maximum, but in the race, that is where it gets a little difficult for us to do much in the final sector. But obviously, guys, let's see what we can do in the qualifying. We were P4 last in Q2, so we might be able to do something here with purple second sector again, because I think we have a little bit lower rear wing than others, which is crazy to say, but that is amazing. So let's see what we can do, and look at that, how big of a mistake we are going to make again. This is annoying, guys, but we can't do anything because it is a weird corner with a slanting outside, and we have to get grip out of that corner. It's very difficult to do it, but obviously, guys, that is the fun of the game. And we have done our first lap, and obviously, guys, it was on a new set of tires as well, but we need to improve in the second sector. So let's see, can we do that in our second lap? Can we improve? Let's just go. And here we are for the final lap. Can we do something? Obviously starting off a little bit worse, but that doesn't matter. The matters is how you finish. So let's see what we can do here in the final part of the qualifying with 1.5 tenths gain in the first sector with green first sector. That is big, and we will be gaining for the whole lap here. Let's see into the turn 5, turn 6. Taking it easy, taking it nice, just not losing too much time because we can gain a lot of time at the last part of the track. Let's see what we can do here. Now going from the last laps, and we have already gained 5 tenths, 5.5 tenths, 6 tenths out of the last corner. Can we do something? Race to the line where we end up. Let's see. And we are going on pole. Pole for us. How has that happened? We were at 10th faster than George Russell. I think I know, guys, because we had the newest part on the grid, and obviously none of these drivers have taken any kind of penalty, and we have definitely taken a penalty. So that's why we were able to get ourselves into P1. Obviously, even though I am saying that, guys, I know in the race pace I will be really bad, but that doesn't matter right now. Let's just go in the final race of the season with Jack Crawford on pole.
Welcome to the Yas Marina circuit for the finale of another thrilling Formula One season. It's been a breathtaking year, and we end it at a track that's been the scene of many glories and heartbreaks over its history. It's time to end the season in style. It's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. We expect average speeds of around 123 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Jack Crawford lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Gasly, Lance Stroll and Russell, Norris, Antonelli, Behrman and Carlos Sainz, Tsunoda, Senna, Gabriel Bortoleto and Mayer, Webber, Doohan, Liam Lawson and Pepe Marti, Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Albon and Oscar Piastri rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. Here we go then, Ant. Final race of the season. One more dance around the racetrack and plenty of opportunity to show out there that you've still got the quick step.
Absolutely, Crofty. You know, you start this race today, your head's in the game for the race. You've got to get that one done and dusted the best you can, but you've already got an eye on next year. And you're thinking about how you can improve as a team, how you can improve as a driver as well to bring better performance into next season, because the rest don't stop.
If you go away from this weekend having not given it everything, you're going to be devastated and disappointed for months. So let's get out there and give it a really strong finish and leave it all out on the track.
So let's see, can we do with the medium to hard tires? And even now, the laps, look at that guys, how much we have to save the medium tires, and that this is not even the personalized strategy for us. So let's just go into the final race with 3, 4, 5 lights. And here we go for the Abu Dhabi GP, getting a really bad exit. That's why we have to now go and defend against Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. He is coming through, and we have taken the racing line and have overtaken Charles Leclerc. And Charles Leclerc now goes to P3, and we have taken it to P1. And here goes Lando Norris and Antonelli fighting each other, but obviously that doesn't matter to us. But obviously look at that guys, Gasly in P4 with Russell into P5 and our engine with MGUH a little bit worse for us. But obviously guys, we can definitely defend against these guys for a whole 29 laps. Might be a little difficult, but I think we can do something. So here we are in the first lap, taking it easy without any DRS for the other drivers. We can run away a little bit, but lap 4 guys, I tried to run away, did not work out. So here the medium tires, it's something I now have to start to save guys. We have to save these medium tires, because look at that, in just 3 laps, this is the 4th lap, so we have only done 3 laps and the tires are already 20% worn. And Max Verstappen is trying his hardest to attack us, but we are defending as long as we can. We will defend here. So lap 4, turn 6, we have defended against Max Verstappen, but he will get the DRS again. So let's see, can we defend against him now? That will be big. Obviously with the DRS open, he will try to go, and he has gone for it, but through the inside of Max Verstappen. We have stayed in front. We have now, well, we have to do something, otherwise it will be costing us a little bit more time. But here is George Russell and Max Verstappen still going side by side. They are not letting each other through, but Max Verstappen with a superior tires has overtaken George Russell. So we have to defend against these drivers while trying to push in front, obviously guys, because if you see on the track, we have a 22 car DRS train going on, which we are leading. That's how slow we are, and obviously that is because that is little bit intentionally too guys, because our tires getting worse and worse. So lap 6, we are still defending. Obviously Max Verstappen has been overtaken by George Russell, but that doesn't matter to us. For us, the main thing is we need to stay in front. And here turn 5, look at that guys, so close to these guys we are, but we have defended against George Russell and Max Verstappen, but this time they will get the DRS. We are using all the battery we have. We are now losing a lot of battery. We do not have much battery, so we have to defend a little bit aggressively. But this time George Russell decided to not attack us, because he knows that the second dose of DRS will be the big one, and we got a very bad exit out of turn 6, and there goes George Russell. But we have the battery enough to attack George Russell and into turn 9. Look at that, guys. We have overtaken George Russell, but look at that. A little bit not the best way to attack, but still we have stayed in front. So lap 7, we have to stay in front of these guys, and Max Verstappen is now into P3 and Charles Leclerc is already into P3. Well, P2.
Problem our end, and we're looking into it.
No, that is not good, guys. We are going to have a problem, some kind of problem. Please let it be some kind of minimal problem, like I think it was in the last race in Las Vegas where there wasn't any problem, but this time we have a big problem with our ERS off for the race. The last time we had it was in the Spa-Francorchamps GP, but Charles Leclerc has already overtaken us, and there is Max Verstappen also trying to pounce, but here into turn 5 we will not let them by, and we have to attack these guys, otherwise we are going to lose the time, we are going to lose the position. And here, what a perfect time for the for the ERS to come back online. But the problem is Charles Leclerc is already almost a second in front, so we have to go for a big lunge here. We have gone for it, but we have outbrake ourselves so much that Charles Leclerc will be able to take that position. Hell, we have to give that position back to Charles Leclerc, otherwise we would have gotten a penalty. And this time Max Verstappen also has an amazing start. He will try to attack us, but into turn 9 we are not going to let him by, but we made contact with Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen still was able to conserve his pace and goes around the outside of us. And look at that, guys. We got a little bit understeer out of the corner and just went into the side of Max Verstappen. But he obviously looks like is unscathed. Good news for us that we did not cause very big scene. Obviously we got a little bit desperate there, guys, because I had to do something, because I know that was the only chance for us to win this race, because now these guys will run away, because these guys, I do not know how, have a really good car, but not only that, is that we are really slow in Abu Dhabi. So these guys have run away now. We won't be able to do anything about them, so we now have to go for George Russell and Antonelli and all the drivers behind me. I have to stay in front of these guys. Let's see, can we do it? Obviously, because the medium tires, I pushed them, guys. I pushed them for 2 laps so much that they are now really bad. We have to do something about that, because the lap we have to pit is lap 13, because we have to go on the hard tires for that. But I already have decided to go on lap 12. But guys, after pushing a little bit too much on these medium tires, because I was trying to catch up to Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, at the end of lap 11 I had to decide, guys, that this is the time to pit, because these tires were orange. It looks orange, but it was already 73% on the rear right. So I was like, yeah, this is done. There is no way we can do anything. We have to go into the pits. Let's see, give us a good pit stop this time. And
an issue attaching the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now and get back into this race.
Why do you do this to me? Why does it take every freaking race in the last 5 races to not even get a one proper pit stop? I think USGP, before the USGP was Monza, so after the Monza GP we have not had a proper pit stop, and even in Monza it was our fault for not turning in properly, so we got a 3-second pit stop. But here, after that, every single pit stop have been a mistake, and it was a 4.6, even a 5, even 5.6 is the pit stop time we have to do. So lap 14, still we had to push so much on these hard tires. Because of that, we still finally was able to get ourselves in front of George Russell, because guys, in Abu Dhabi the undercut is so OP, and that's why we were able to get ourselves in front of George Russell. But guys, honestly, think about it. If we had pit on lap 11, which we have done, and we not had gotten any kind of problem in the pit stop, I would have been 3 seconds in front of George Russell. We might have had a breathing space for us for 2-3 laps, but now these guys have caught up to us, and obviously now it doesn't even matter, even though I am pushing still, because I know that other drivers are also behind, well, in front of us, will try to get us. But here, lap 15, these guys, every driver have pit now, and we have stayed ourselves into P3, so that is good. We are still in the podium contention, and now again the thing is that we have to defend it very properly. That is the main goal. Obviously we got a little bit desperate while attacking Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, but obviously guys, the circumstances at that time were much different than it is now, because we have the pace to stay in front of these drivers on these hard tires. Because obviously guys, the hard tires in this game are really amazing to me. Every time I go onto the hard tires, if you want me to do 15, 16, hell even 20 laps, I can do it. But here, George Russell tried to attack us, but obviously guys, because the camber of this corner is so weird that we were pushed out wide from the corner, and then we were able to stay in front of George Russell. But obviously guys, this is the pace these guys are also showing, so I need to up my game a little bit, because if we lose any position now, it will be very bad, because we need to get this, well, P3, at least a podium to finish the race. So here, lap 21, we are defending as long as we can, as fast as we can, and George Russell is attacking us, but we still have enough pace to stay in front. But we also have a fight for the lead, with Charles Leclerc getting attacked by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen around the outside of turn 9 has overtaken Charles Leclerc for the lead. Obviously both of them were very close to each other when they, well, went past us. So finally Max Verstappen had the pace, had the DRS to overtake us. Obviously George Russell tried to overtake us, but it's not going to work for now, because we have the tires, though 40% on the rear right. With 8 laps to go, it will be very difficult to defend, but we have to do something. So here at the end of lap 21, we are defending, and as long as we can, we will defend. So lap 25, at the end, we are not leaving this place, though if you see in the P1 and P2, Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc 44 seconds in front of us, which honestly will make sense if you think that we are the 9th best car on the grid, but it doesn't matter, because our problem now gets harder and harder to defend against Max Verstappen. Well, not Max Verstappen, against George Russell and Kimi, Andrea Antonelli, because now he will get the DRS and we have to defend. So let's just see how long we can defend against these guys. So we have stayed in front, and both the drivers, both of these guys are fighting with each other. We can stay in front of these guys, that will be big. So on lap 28, here we are. Can these guys attack us for the second last time here? Because after this, it will be the last time for them to again attack us. So here, Russell is fighting us. Oliver Bearman in the Haas has overtaken us, and obviously we have made a big gap behind us. I do not know why. They must be fighting with each other. So we are pushing as much as we can. The tires are already brick orange. They, on the last lap starting for us, are going to turn red anytime. So we, with 50 seconds behind, almost getting lapped by the top two. We have to defend as long as we can, with George Russell right behind our tail. So can we defend against these guys? So going a little bit wide into turn 5, but here George Russell caught the pace. We have the ERS right now, but he will get the DRS, so we need to defend. And here George Russell gets it, and Oliver Bearman in the house trying to attack us, but we have the ERS, we have the braking, and into turn 5, turn 6, into the braking, George Russell was not able to turn properly, and we look at that, going side by side with each other, and George Russell off the curb. And this is one of the reasons, guys, turn 6 and 7, this is annoying for us, because the curbs is so brutal. But here is Max Verstappen, who P3 started his race, but here at the end finishes in P1 and wins his final race of the season with Charles Leclerc into P2, and we with George Russell are still fighting for that P3. Can we stay in front? We are trying to do that. And we are, look at that guys, how difficult it is to use any grip, because obviously I forgot to tell you that I put way too much pressure in the rears of my tires. That I think is one of the reasons I had so little pace in Abu Dhabi. But still guys, what an amazing race and what an amazing season for us. P3 at the end. So we had 2 race wins in this season and 2 podium finishes. So that is a good race.
Flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
Well, great victory today for the final race of the season, and you take that energy with you through the end of the year, through the winter break, and it's important because your team lives off of that. You want them to deliver you the best possible car for the start of next season's campaign.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. But there can only be 1 on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen.
So obviously guys, honestly, even though, well, we around 2 times is when we made a little bit worse way of defending against these drivers. But guys, the thing is that none of the other drivers, well, front wing was lobbed off and anything. So we are getting better at defending and fighting wheel to wheel. So that is good. Obviously, well, Ayrton Senna, even though he did not score much points in the last race, it doesn't matter because he won the championship and Red Bull got the constructor as well. Obviously, we were P5 at the end, only 14 points behind McLaren. But guys, that was way too crazy. And again guys, intensity of our rivalry is regular, but that doesn't matter because this was the last race and the rivalry will not stay. So obviously guys, we have constructor points are accolade for us, but that doesn't matter because guys, it was a fun race for us. We had fun, amazing season. So guys, if you are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe and wait for the pre-season for season 3.